Assalamu alaikum, or assalamu alaikum. How are you, students? Are you fine? Is everything okay? How was the life going on? How is your preparation going on? That is the most important question I must ask you. So my name is Imran Ali Imran, and I'm running an institute that's called English Council, and a consultancy firm named English Council Consultants. You can say ECC. Right now I'm sitting in my institute. There are different modules, different rooms, and I'm sitting in the center right now. So what's gonna tell you? What do I want to tell you today? I want to talk about IELTS speaking. IELTS speaking is very important. So whenever my students come to me, they want to study something. I actually, first of all, keep their brain must relax while study, because whenever the students really think that they are being compelled to study something, then the performance gets lower or get minimized. So what I was going to say that what is IELTS speaking test? So, if I tell you some overview about the IELTS speaking, then there are three parts of the speaking module. You have to keep your notebook with you so that I can speak and you can write that there in your notebook. So, first of all, let me tell you IELTS speaking. What is IELTS speaking? Open the notebook. Have you opened yet? Really? Okay then. IELTS speaking test. There are actually, let me tell you, there are actually three parts of the speaking module which last between 11 and 14 minutes. Let me tell you again. If you have a small time with you in your, you have a notebook in the hand, then write down over there. IELTS speaking, EPV, examination point of view on the left side. Then first of all write the duration. Duration of the IELTS speaking test is 11 to 14 minutes, and it is 1-to-1 based test. You and the examiner, only two people will be present there in the IELTS speaking room that you will be tested there. It is 1-to-1 based test. That's the point 2. The point number 3 is you will be recorded. Whatever you speak, that will be recorded in a recorder that will be placed between you and the examiner, both people there. Examiner, the product, the recording device will be at the center, or that may be on the side. Now the next question, now the next topic actually. That recording is being sent to Cambridge University, UK, and your speaking is being rated over there by the rater, and they listen your speaking in a good way, and then they rate your speaking. So what are the main terms, the key terms for that? I'll tell you about. So first of all, it is comprised of three parts. I have told you three headings. Duration 11 to 14 minutes. It is 1-to-1 based test, and it is comprised of three parts, and you will be recorded. Now first of all, the part 1. Part 1 is called introduction, and introduction remains for 4 to 5 minutes. Are you writing? No? Then please write dear on your notebook, or listen to my lecture again and again and again and again. So the first part is called introduction, and introduction remains for 4 to 5 minutes. What's going to happen in this section? Questions about yourself, about your family, about your liking and dislikings are asked, or asked, you can say in both way. And along with, they will also ask you some questions about the general topics like food, fashion, fun, color, and country. So listen again. Questions about yourself, about your family, your liking and dislikings, along with general topics like food, fashion, fun, color, country are asked. This is the section 1. It remains for 4 to 5 minutes. Now come to the section 2. The section 2 is actually called long term. The long term section remains for 3 to 4 minutes. You will be surprised to find out that its name is long term, but it is actually it's actually consuming only 3 to 4 minutes. Why is that? This is actually a debate section. in this section a topic card, that's also called a cue card, that is being given. You will have a topic card and the topic will be written on that topic. That's why it is called a topic card. On the main topic, have you seen the visiting card or a matrimonial invitation card? For example, in the visiting card, the name is there, then all other what are actually the designation of that person that's being written over there. And if you have seen the matrimonial invitation card, for example, that boy is being married with that girl in that day, at that day, or the date might be there, and after that we will be written on that. The details that who people are really looking forward for your arrival or whatever. So the same card might be there, and you can see the right, it will be written that, for example, the topic is visit to a historical building, for instance, and underneath there will be some sub questions. For example, when you visited that place, first of all, what is the name of that place, when you visited that place, and how you visited that place, and what have you seen there, and what do you remember about that day. So these might be the questions, and after that he'll provide you a paper and a pencil. You can write hints about that topic for 1 minute. Yes, of course. You can write hints about that. So you will have a paper in the hand, and for example, the topic is visit to a historical building. In your brain, you have saw the Royal Mughal Masjid, Lahore. That's also called Badshah Masjid, Lahore. That you have written, you have thought, think that in your brain. No, you can write the hints about that there in that particular page which was given to you. For example, the Badshah Masjid is located at Lahore, and it is near the Minto Park. And before that, there is a Royal Mughal fort is also present. You can say that it is comprised. It has 4 minarets there. It is made of red stone, and there's a white fountain in the center. A Mughal emperor really constructed that in a very, very loving way. We have made these type of hints there. After that, you will be supposed to speak in that topic for 2 minutes non-stop. Then it is being supposed that you will definitely speak on that topic for 2 minutes without stopping. So that is a task actually. Because the Pakistani students, or the students who really appear in the Ielts exam, they have a little practice of speaking and don't have enough stamina to speak. Even for the 2 minutes become very much difficult. As you know, that whenever someone really stays at the signal, at the square, and having the heavy bike underneath the power of 1000 cc, it's very difficult for him to wait for a minute. In this way, the minute really prolongs. That happens with that boy. So the student that is really being present or going to speak that in the IELTS speaking for the 2 minutes, the 2 minutes become very, very much heavy. Gonna go ahead. And then the third part, the part 3 is called discussion. What happened in this part? Actually, the questions, that's called discussion topic, discussion part actually. So it remains for 5 to 6 minutes. Yes. And the questions about yourself, about your family, about your likings and dislikings are asked. Is it good? No. And in part 3, what's going to happen? The follow-up questions about the topic of part 2 are asked. For example, in the part 2, that is, they have asked you about the Badshah Masjid Lahore, and you're going to explain that. They might ask you that, do you think the Pakistani government or the local government is really trying to restore that building? Number 2, that might be that, do you think that the people of your country are really taking care of the historical buildings? Or what is the career, what is the future of historical buildings in your country? So these type of the questions might be asked there. I have told you the third part, discussion, and I really mix the first part and third part so that you can get alive, you can think in a proper way. So be very much brave, keep this in mind. Let me explain again and let us sum it up. The duration of the test is 11 to 14 minutes. It's one-to-one based test. You will be recorded. It's comprised of 3 parts. Part 1 is introduction. Part 2 is long term. Part 3 is discussion. In introduction, he will ask you the general question and the question about yourself. In part 2, he will ask you to speak for 2 minutes. And the third part, he will ask you the cross question about the part 2. So keep in mind, and then after that, I'll explain something. So, do you have your notebook with you? No, then you must have that. Now I'm going to tell you some tips. Some very, very important tips about speaking. Got it? Do you love speaking? No. If you really want to get very, very good score in speaking, then make your habit to speak with others. If you don't have some other person to speak, then speak with you. You can start your speaking by commenting on different topics. But before that, let me tell you something more. Okay, if you're really interested to learn speaking, then you have to take any product in the hand. For example, this is a remote control of my Electrolux air conditioner in my hand, and I'll try to explain that. This is a remote control in my hand. Its color is white. It's of the 4 inches. It's a big screen here. I like this. It's made of plastic. It's very useful. In this way, try commenting on different things. That is the main idea here. So keep that in brain. After that, I want to say you something more. What is that actually? Speaking tips. So, do you like to have some speaking tips here? To start writing on your notebook. The first tip is focus on the task. Actually, these are tips to help you speak while taking the test. When you are present in the IELTS test, then you have to focus on the task first of all. Focus, number 1 heading is focus on the task. Think what the examiner is asking you and respond precisely to the question or the topic. So focus on the task is the first topic. The next is speak clearly. Because you are sitting over there and there is a recording device between you and the examiner. If you will not speak in a proper way, what's going to happen? Your voice will not be recorded in an appropriate way, and it will be very much difficult for the reader to listen to that over there in UK and to comprehend that in order to respond in a very good way. So speak loudly also. Speak clearly. Every word should be crystal clear, attached with each other, but that must be also different from each other. Then speak loudly. Make sure that you are being heard, but do not yell. Some people, I have told numerous people to speak louder and they really start shouting. So don't do that. You have to speak louder, but not very much. Now the next is bring a watch. But it's going to happen that some people in some examination centers, they take the watch away from your hand. But if you will have a watch like the analog watch that might be with you, and because the digital watches are actually Android watches, and those are not welcome there. The next is laugh. You are sitting in the examination hall, in a waiting room, and start laughing. Please start laughing. Tell yourself a joke. For example, memorize or remember anything that is very funny. Keep revising that and start laughing, laugh louder. Other people might think that you're crazy, but you are not over there to impress them with your sanity. You're actually in examination room or examination center in order to get good score. So let the people think, but practice laughing. Laugh. The next is smile. Whenever you enter in the examination room, you have to pass the smile. And what's going to happen? That smile will put you both in an ease mode, and the examiner will feel very easy while talking to you, and both of you will be very much relaxed. Now, tips before the examination. First of all, I have told you to talk to yourself. Write down on your notebook. Talk to yourself. When you walk down the street, pay attention to the things around you. And what do the buildings look like? For example, you're passing by the town and you have seen that there are few people. Okay, there are the buildings, and you can look at the buildings and then start explaining about that building. Is there a lot of traffic? You can comment on the traffic, that on the road there's a lot of traffic. How is the weather? Then think about the weather, whether the weather is good or the bad, and is it cloudy or raining outside, is it scorching outside, Is this a typical day and scene is in your city? So sometimes it can happen that you can find out that it's a typical day in the city that you are living in. Actually, I keep moving my camera because I cannot stay. I like to feel myself relaxed and keep my students relaxed too. In your mind, describe the scene to someone in English. Imagine a person who has never visited your city and describe the scene to that person. For example, you can think that if there's someone that who is not in your who has not visited your city, and you can teach him, explain him that this is gonna happen right now in my city, and explain that scene to you. You can do the same thing at school, at work, or anywhere you go. Imagine describing the scene to a person from another city or the country. Got it? In addition to that, you have to keep one thing more in the brain. That is make up stories. I have told you to bring the fake stories and you can make up stories. Use your imagination. That is actually the main key there. Use your imagination. Look around you on the street, on the bus, on the elevator, whenever you or wherever you are, and who those people are. Actually, whenever you move around, and you can make stories. You are on the elevator, you are on the street, and the people are going, people are moving. You can think that who those people are, what are they doing, and what is their relationship with each other, and where are they going. For example, a kid is coming before your eyes with his mother. So you can say that, oh, this kid is very beautiful, and this boy is really coming with his mother from school right now. Or you can say that they are going for shopping, or you can also say according to the time that they are going for evening walk or whatever. Make your daily plans. Either if you are used to make your daily plans, then you have to make those daily plans in English. Got it? Then I'll get up early in the morning at 9. Early in the morning at 9, dear. Early this morning at 4:20 or 4:30, because in these days Salatul Fajr is being offered at 4:40. So think about your job. Then think about your job and try to explain your job, and try to think about you, that what's in your mind and what kind of training you are getting, and explain your interest. This is another heading. Explain your interest. For example, you are interested in learning something, you can explain that to your friend in English. If there's no one to listen to your English, then don't bother. Talk to yourself. I already told you, talk to yourself. Read books, watch movies and TV. Okay, think about a movie and try to explain the story of the movie to your friend. Read about the news. So these are the main tips which you should keep in mind. But the golden tip, the golden nugget of the tip is very useful, and that is motivate yourself. Don't hesitate. If you will hesitate to speak, you will destroy your career. For you, keep in mind that there is a power, your father, your mother, or any other financier who believes in you, and he or she really wants you to develop yourself. They are investing millions of rupees on you. So the only one job is to hold yourself, support yourself, motivate yourself, and work hard. Speak on whatever you speak, and keep in mind one more thing, that is develop the stamina to speak English. Whenever you enter, if you're my student of English Council, whenever you enter in my institute, you have to keep speaking in English, transform yourself to think in English, start thinking in English, explaining everything. In this way, you will develop a minimum stamina of 2 hours to speak English. That is really very useful. So 2 hours stamina might be developed to the 3 to 4 hours. And so take care, and share my video with your fellows and friends too. So thank you. Allah Hafiz. Good luck. Assalamu alaikum.